Good evening, knife enthusiasts, you might say, and welcome back to my channel. I'm now keeping my promise, more or less, to put out more English videos because I've got something very American to present to you. In the beginning, I just wanted to say I got this one off eBay, and I was a bit lucky because here in Germany it's not so easy to get these knives as it is in the US. I'm talking about the TL-29 Electricians Knife. In this version, made by Camillus, so one of the very good ones, you can see here the tank stamp, the older style tank stamp, Camillus, New York, USA. And I got this one, and it was one of these where the back was completely unfinished. So there were just the layers were put together and riveted together, but no final finishing steps. So I just took some time, well actually it was about half an hour, and some sanding paper, and sanded the whole thing down to a very nice smooth back now. I think it really looks good. And then I tried to polish this, the covers, but it turned out that this material doesn't like high RPM rates and Dremel polishing wheels. So I made myself a dent about here, and then I decided, well, if I already got one dent, I can make more dents. So I tried to do some sort of jigged bone pattern on this synthetic material, and it turned out pretty nicely, I think. Of course, it's not as refined as like professionals do it, but I'm really happy with it, and I think this gives, well, a unique look to this classic. As I already said, it's not that easy to get a hold of a electrician's knife here in Germany, as it is in the US, but still they're pretty inexpensive. I think I bought this one for 12 or 15 euros, I'm not sure, on eBay. And this, yeah, which is basically 11 to 14 euros, dollars US. And I'm really impressed with this knife, especially for the price. I mean, the layers are very well put together, although they were unfinished, but I can understand that. These things were mass produced, millions of them, and sometimes you didn't have the time to completely finish them because they were military issue. And if the government says, give us 1,000 knives in 1 week or something, then you'll have to do that. And then sometimes you have to just skip the final finishing processes. But apart from that, this is a very beautiful knife. I mean, the blade is quite reminiscent of a Victorinox blade, but it's bigger in every dimension. It's longer, it's wider, and it's a lot thicker. It's almost an eighth of an inch, excuse me, thick. The springs are indeed eighth of an inch thick, and it's very sturdily ground. It's not that thin behind the edge, but still it's a good slicer because it's full flat ground. Walk and talk is very good on this model. I have some sandiness in it because I sanded it down myself, and I need some compressed air to get that whole grit stuff out there. But still, walk and talk is pretty excellent for a traditional pocket knife that cost me like 12 euros. The secondary implement here, the large screwdriver thing, is also pretty excellent. I mean, eighth of an inch thick stock, very sturdy. If you hold it like this, so you keep away the pressure from the pivot area, I'm pretty sure you could very nicely pry this with this thing. So this makes for a pry bar in your EDC, basically, for a small pocket-sized pry bar. On blade forums, I've seen people grind down and regrind this blade or this screwdriver to a Warncliffe Whittler blade, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do this. And I'm going to start here and make it just a Warncliffe tip from here to there, and regrind it to a full flat grind as a whole. But not on this model, but on another model that I'm going to buy as soon as one pops up on German eBay pages. Until then, I'll be pretty happy with my Camillus TL-29, which is a very, very excellently built knife for the price. If you can get a hold of one, as long as they're still out there, because you have to imagine the older ones all rust and get lost and stuff. And I don't think that they're still produced in that kind of quality with that good kind of carbon steel, which is supposedly something like O1 tool steel. I'm not sure about that. So try to get one of these old ones, one of these Camillus produced ones, because they're really, really excellent knives for the price. Yeah, that's it again. I didn't want to make this a history lesson because I suppose most of you knife nuts in the US are already familiar with this knife. And it's really, really, really a nice piece. Try to get one if you can. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching. If you like my channel, please subscribe. I'll try to keep the English videos coming because it's fun. It's fun for me and it's practice for me, and I'll try to keep that up. Okay, so thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.